now for our tale of the tape. First up, Jake Paul. Jake Paul, fighting out of Cleveland, Ohio, currently residing in Dorado, Puerto Rico. Roy Jones Jr. He won world titles at 4 different weight classes, including the heavyweight championship of the world.
This bout is scheduled for 10 rounds of boxing. In the red corner,
so much hype surrounding this. The time has finally arrived. These two men have been jawing at each other for months. The talking is finally over. Now it's time to fight. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. The straight right just misses. Swing and a miss with the jab. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. When you're fighting a counterpuncher, the feint can be such a good weapon. Pretend you're going to punch, make the counterpuncher throw a punch, and then you counter them.
To beat a counterpuncher, you've got to take them out of their pace. Do not wait for them, because if you wait, they'll pepper and pop you all night long. Rush them.
Big hook thrown, but it doesn't connect. Swinging big and missing big with that hook. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there would be some more action here. Both of these fighters have had their moments.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
This counterpuncher is going to wait for you to move first, and then will strike like a snake. Keep an eye on this guy.
If you're fighting a counterpuncher, you've got to dummy a shot. Make them react from that, then react then. I know it's hard to think that way, but counterpunchers, they're watching you every move, that every twitch.
They exchange punches. When are we going to see a jab from these two? Both men step back for just a moment. The jab doesn't quite connect. Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. That counter punch caught him clean. Talk about Jake Paul in that last round. Well, he is glad to have heard. Well, we've just taken a big breath, and here we go again. After that last round, something has got to change.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up, just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
That counter shot lands. You'd like to see more jabs. Beautiful counter shot. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. What do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
Because you've got a good chin doesn't mean you've got leather skin. It means you can still get caught. So you've got to go for those point areas over the eyebrow, the cheekbone. You've just got to try and cut them, skim them, go for speed.
And he scores with the counter. Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. Tough to be a judge in this fight as both fighters have had their big moments.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
Nice counter. He needs to be careful not to punch himself out. A perfect counter shot. Punch, counter punch. The old adage is no matter how much speed you've got, timing beats speed.
I've never seen a fighter so fast in my life. How do you deal with this? You've got to hope they will out of steam.
Just missed with that hook. Nice counter punch right up the middle. Straight right just misses. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Jake Paul in that last round. At this point, you got to believe he can't win on the scorecards. Going to need a knockout.
The bell sometimes.
And there's the bell for round 3. Coming off a very tough round. Let's see what they do here.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
Now going to get a little more loosey-goosey. Let's see how this one feels. One of the best attributes to have in boxing has nothing to do with boxing. It's how well you can take a punch to the face.
I've seen some fighters with a granite chin. You could hit them with a sledgehammer. They are not going to move. But then I've seen some mad punchers with a chin like a crisp. As soon as you touch them, they're gone. And this is the danger spot.
They've got to use their jab better in this fight. You'd like to see more jabs. Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. When are we going to see a jab from these two? Can they figure out the combination to this safe?
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
What do you think of what we've seen so far from these two boxers, Johnny?
They know the second they touch you, it's done. They're that powerful.
That's another scoring shot. This may do it. And Jake Paul goes down. Everything looks better in slow motion. Let's take another look.
A shot from the gods took him out.
Well, they're back up on their feet, but I'm not sure why.
The corner need to think nice and sharp. They know their fight. They know what their fight is capable of doing and what their fight can and cannot take. This is going to be a tough decision to make.
The straight right just misses. So So we enter the final 10 seconds here in a pretty dominant display. Talk about Jake Paul in that last round. You've got to wonder how big of a factor that knockdown is going to be. And there's the bell to start round 4. His eyes look pretty clear here, Johnny. How do you think he's going to do after being knocked down in the last round?
What a knockdown. 1 minute. You need 1 hour to get over a shot like that. Now it's down to conditioning. Now it's down to mental strength and preparation. It's how you are going to deal with this.
You've seen all the famous boxing movies, the training scenes, the gym work. That's what it all boils down to. Who's going to have more endurance?
Midway through the fight, if you are tired, this can be the loneliest place in the world. If you cheated...
Whoa, did you see that? Give me just a second here, John. And down goes Jake Paul. As you can see, it was a hit to the head that did it. Let's watch it again.
Where did that come from? What a shot.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You're out.
So time to go celebrate after a knockout.